Welcome everyone to Human Growth and Development. I'm going to be reviewing the syllabus with you on this slideshow. I've tried to anticipate and answer the most frequently asked questions. I will also remind you a hard copy of the syllabus will be available on Canvas. We'll begin with the obligatory statement about the guidelines for wearing a mask, which, since it's unlikely we'll be physically connecting, doesn't have any impact on this course. All right, how is this class going to work? It is asynchronous. That means I will be downloading the lectures for you to listen to anytime during a week's framework. Although the in-seat class runs for 2.5 hours, I don't think that an online lecture should run much longer than 10 minutes if I'm going to keep your attention. In class, I can intersperse different activities to allow people a break from listening. I can't really do that online. Some chapters are short, but a couple run a little bit longer, and there are 2 chapters that have 7 segments. I can tell you, you won't be spending as much time listening to the online course as you would if you were in an in-seat presentation. Right now, my plan is to put everything on Canvas. If you're new to Converse, you may not know this, but Canvas is new for us here, so that means I'm just learning how to use it. Of course, it is to be expected, but we hope it doesn't happen. There will be some glitches along the way, so we will need to be patient with each other. I will need to have you tell me immediately if you have some difficulties accessing the material. I do have a backup plan if Canvas cannot handle MPEG format, which is to post the lectures on YouTube. My plan is to post several items each week for you to connect with. These will include the lectures, which are PowerPoint slides with narration. I will also be posting a truncated copy of the PowerPoints, which will remain up for the duration of the course. You can download these and take notes on the forums if you wish. It's truncated because I removed those images that I'm pretty sure are copyrighted. Now, you will also be provided with a study guide for each chapter. It is in the Cornell note-taking format, and I will want you to fill it out and turn in a copy at the end of the week. This will provide an external framework to encourage people to actually listen to the lectures and keep up with the materials. Essentially, it allows me to take attendance. Also, the study guide will be invaluable when it comes to taking any of the 3 tests that we'll be having. I will also be providing some supplemental handouts that you can access for additional information. Now, all tests will be open book and open note. We do have one overlapping week in which there will be both a test and a lecture. It's a 2-minute, 10-minute lecture series, so I think people will be able to handle this. This is like having a test in one class during the week and then a lecture in the second class of the week. Of course, all assignments will be submitted online. As I mentioned earlier, please feel comfortable in contacting me if you have a problem or a question. I'm giving you 2 different emails you can use to reach me. The Yahoo address will beep on my phone. The Converse one does not, so I may not realize I've gotten a message if you used that venue. And yeah, I know the Yahoo address dates me. Now, I will make every reasonable effort to get back with people, even if it's only to acknowledge that I got your email. I may not have an answer, but I can let you know that I'm aware of your concern. And one more time, contact me please if there's a problem or a question. Communication is so critical in making this course a meaningful experience for you. I've also found that if one person's having an issue, it's likely that a couple other people may be having the same concern. I will be formally communicating with you at least once a week. This next slide shows what the communication is going to look like. Let's look at this. This column on the right are the 5 areas that you'll get a grade in that will be used to calculate your final grade. This column on the left in the blue box, this is a variety of activities you'll be required to do. You can see next to them is a point value. Now these two center columns in the orange box, this is where I'll be marking if you have completed and turned in your study guides. You'll also see point values here, and that relates to the number of segments for each chapter you'll be asked to listen to. Now you may be noticing there is a possibility of bonus points. I've mentioned that one time earlier. There's a way you can earn these. I'll be sharing those details in just a moment. You may have also noted that everybody starts with 100 on both the homework activities and the study guides. If you for some reason choose to blow off any assignment, you'll have points deducted. This next comes under information you should already know. Converse does have a strict honor code. No cheating, no plagiarizing, no paying someone to do your work and such. Our text is Sandrock's 10th edition, A Topical Approach to Lifespan Development. Although the book is recommended, I can tell you now that it is not absolutely essential. I've had many students share with me they did not publish the book, but they got an A in the class by listening to the lectures, taking notes, and completing the study guide. This is not a bad book. If I knew one that was better, I'd be using it. However, I don't see this as a book anyone is going to want to keep in their professional library. In my own field, which is school psychology, we do have certain books that we speak of with some reverence. We talk about the Anastasi, the Sattler, the Kaufman, the Flanagan, but I don't know anyone who speaks of the Sandrock. Because this book is expensive, if you really feel you have to have a book to get through a course, you may want to order an earlier edition online. There's really not much difference between these different editions except the price tag. Now, if you have a CAP card, please let me know. We may need to talk about what accommodations, if any, you need for this course. If you don't have a CAP card, but you've got something else going on in your life that might impact on how you can manage the course, also, please let me know. I will do my best to work with you. Folks, this is a content-intensive course. It is a survey course. It examines many, many different topics. There is a lot of stuff you will be expected to learn. That's why we have tests. It is also a course that, because we're examining how people grow, and that includes how people learn, you're going to be exposed to some study techniques, some memory devices, some organization and attention tricks of the trade here that I hope you may find useful and be able to take away and apply. I've already mentioned there will be 3 exams in this course. There's also that homework grade and the study guide completion grade. If you turn in your major project or paper early, you can earn 5 grade points. That's kind of like having a free hundreds thrown into your average. Everyone will have to do a short writing assignment. You will find something in the popular press related to human growth and development. It can be an online article. You will read it and write a short report. Usually 2 paragraphs will satisfy the requirements. Now, most people will write a brief summary of the article and then they comment on it. This paper can be presented in an informal style. You are not to use anything from a professional journal. The object of this assignment is to hone your consumption of psychological concepts that are presented outside of a vetted, research-based scientific community. Human growth and development is a pretty wide category, so most people don't have a problem finding an article. Again, if you're not sure if your article relates to human functioning, ask me. This slide is for graduate students only. SACS requires you to do a formal paper. I always suggest that you find a topic that appeals to you from either a professional base or a personal base. You will have to turn in your topic and have it approved before you can turn in your paper. I've accepted papers done on a wide range of topics. as long as it deals with human development. Some ideas here: I've had papers on alternative treatments, that is non-medication, for ADHD, the effects of video gaming on socialization, familial forms of Alzheimer's, the impact of phonemic awareness training on early reading skills. Again, if you anticipate having difficulties deciding on a topic, please let me know. This next part applies to undergraduates only. You also have to do some kind of project or paper. You have a choice. You can do a research paper. Yours does not have to be as long with as many references as the graduate paper. You can do a bibliography on one topic. By the way, this is probably the most challenging of the options. You can do 5 additional short writing assignments. That would be 6 in all. I actually prefer they be on different topics, but you could do them all on the same topic. And then there is other. A PowerPoint could be accepted, but the guidelines for this are tricky. It's not just a PowerPoint. You have to do some research. I've also had a write-up on an agency visit, which probably is not an option this semester. Now, if you have an idea for something that's a bit out of the box, let me know. We'll talk about it. I will tell you now, most people go with the easiest option, which is 5 additional short articles. You too will have to let me know what you're planning to do. I will need your topic if you're doing a paper or a bibliography or one of the others. If you're doing 5 additional short assignments, I need you to tell me I'm doing 5 additional short assignments. I don't actually have to know what you're doing them on. The scoring guidelines will be posted. You probably want to look these over before you start on your paper. For those of you who are doing a research paper or bibliography, you will need to follow a formal style. I don't have a specific requirement here, so pick one you're comfortable with. If you don't have a style, I'd suggest you pick up a manual for APA style. Of course, you're going to write this in third person, and you never use the word prove in a formal science paper. If you have difficulties on writing projects, I would urge you to contact Converse's Writing Center. I've had some students who struggled in this area, but after working with someone at the Writing Center, they were able to produce a strong report. Not to mention, they now have new skills to take to other classes. Grading will be based on those 5 areas I have been talking about. And this will be how your final average breaks down into a grade. Now, along with a printout of the syllabus, there will be this simplified calendar of when things are due. I'll be posting this information also. Now, I'm not going to be taking attendance. Since this course is asynchronous, I will be relying on the completion of the study guides to see if you are keeping up with the course. You're going to have at least a week to get things done, so I'm going to need to hear a really good reason why you think you should be given credit for turning something in late. Now, if we have some kind of event like a hurricane or an ice storm that disrupts electricity, I'm going to be cutting everybody some slack and we'll have to revisit due dates. Lastly, here is your Title IX statement. Converse takes this pretty seriously, so we'd want to address any problems that come up immediately. Okay, again, I'll remind you that a copy of the syllabus is going to be available. So we are ready to embark on the course with our first lecture shortly.